Well, welcome along to another edition of Hong Kong Direct, your weekly instalment of everything Hong Kong racing related, and a busy show coming up for you on this week's edition. Here's what we've got coming up for you. Harry Bentley has very much been a man in form. We'll hear more from the Brit and how he has settled into life here in Hong Kong. Certainly well and truly amongst the winners of late. A nice win around the valley with grateful heart. And we'll also be catching up with none other than Golden 60, and we'll be charting his progress going forward to the Gold Cup coming up in just over a week's time, amongst others as well who have been out on show at the trials this week at Sha Tin. But in the first portion of this week's edition, we're going to catch up with Harry Bentley, a man who's been riding extremely successfully so far this season, and I managed to sit down with the British rider and find out a bit more about him and his adjustments to life in Hong Kong. Many thanks for joining us here on Hong Kong Direct. Obviously, you've now been in Hong Kong for that little while. Plenty of experience all over the world. And how have you found Hong Kong and the adjustments you've had to make for riding here?
Well, so far, loving it. There are plenty of adjustments which I've had to make, just not only riding, but just general how you operate, getting rides. And the lifestyle is clearly totally different to life as a jockey in the UK, so definitely a number of things I've had to adapt to.
You were quoted before you came as saying it was the right time, and you were very much in the right place, right time, being in Dubai. How much of that decision was based on wanting to explore further opportunities? I mean, you've ridden over 1,000 winners: France, Germany, Canada, the US, Dubai, Qatar, where you've been a multiple champion. How sort of prominent was Hong Kong on your radar?
Well, to be honest, for quite a long time, it's been somewhere that I've wanted to give a go, and I didn't know when the opportunity might arise or when might be a good time to come, but it's definitely been in the back of my mind to give it a go here, not only because of the prestige of the racing and the quality of racing and the jockeys' ranks, but also my weight's pretty low, and it's always been in the back of my mind that I could be a good candidate. So I didn't know when the time was going to be right to potentially file for an application to come here. At the time, I was being quite successful in Qatar and Dubai, and it's very hard to give up something that's going well. So I didn't bite the bullet just because of how things were going in the Middle East at the time. But obviously, with COVID and things changing, the opportunity arose, and it just seemed a perfect time in my career to take the opportunity.
You mentioned the adjustment sort of to lifestyle, focusing more on riding. How have you had to adjust to the riding here in Hong Kong? Obviously, 2 tracks and two very unique race courses.
That's right. You've got those 2 tracks, and as a jockey here, I mean, you have to know them inside out. So obviously, when you come as a fresh face, you can't be expected to know all the idiosyncrasies of each track, but just as weeks go, you seem to learn different sort of tactics, and the big thing here is the rail positions seems to massively affect the way the races are run and where the horses come from and whatnot. So that's been something I've had to adapt to, and only can give that time. But not only the riding style can be a bit different, but it's just the general way of operating and getting your rides, which I found a big thing to have to adapt to. Something I kind of enjoy, that you really are the master of your own destiny. And that side of things I do enjoy, but it really does add another layer to it.
You're on the periphery of the top 10 in the Jockeys Premiership, 13 winners this season, 12th in the table. That's obviously going great for you, obviously, compared to what was an introductory stage last season. Things continue to progress nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I came here with very managed expectations, and I think that is I certainly think that was a good way to come here, because if you expect everything to just be an easy ride and support to come straight away, you'll be pretty disappointed. So I came here very yeah, we've very managed expectations. It wasn't expecting an awful lot, but I just wanted to grind away, get my head down, and hopefully people would see that I'm capable of doing the job. And I feel like things have just really progressed nicely, and as long as I can keep some momentum, I think the ride should continue to come, and I just hope that upward trajectory can continue.
How do you find riding against the likes of Zach Purton and Joe Moreira? I mean, this is very much their backyard. Does that sharpen you up as a rider? I mean, you're taking on these two guys that know this place inside out. Yeah,
well, coming here obviously knew their reputation and what they were capable of doing. So obviously, as a jockey, you've got to look at these guys and see what they're doing, because clearly they're doing something very right. And so just watching the way they're riding and what tactically what they might be doing in races has been something I've been quite focused on doing. And you know, anyone that comes here as a fresh face, you're obviously treading on toes, and you're going to be taking rides off the table for other guys. So it's an extremely competitive environment. But when you've got the likes of Joe and Zach and other top jockeys from around the world, it naturally ups your game, and you've got to raise the bar in order to compete at their level. You certainly do. You're no stranger to big race success. Obviously, L'Amato, a real standout horse for you. He was a really top line horse and a couple of Group 1s. You've had decent success here in your short time. Precious Ship winning a Shah Tin Mild Trophy. That's a Class 1. Recently on Grateful Heart, winning a nice race around Happy Valley. Just looking ahead, what are the aims and the ambitions, the goals for Harry Bentley? I mean, there's a couple of nice wins, but I imagine you'd like to top that. Of course, yeah. Any jockey wants to just keep on progressing and riding better winners. So as far as I'm concerned, I just want to keep competing at those top levels, races, and at the moment I'm being lucky enough to get rides in a couple of Group 1s, and with good racing coming up, hopefully there'll be more opportunities there. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to be not only riding in those good races, but getting on competitive horses that can run into some good positions. So yeah, I want to be competing at the top, and that's what I'll be working towards. Yeah, it's great to sit down and chat with Harry. He's having a great season, and long may that continue for him. He can certainly look forward, hopefully, to some very nice rides coming up on the back of what's been some good success this season. Talking of big race rides, coming up in just over a week's time, we've got a Group 1 doubleheader. The Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup entries are out, and Harry expected to ride Healthy Happy for the Frankie Law stable. Some notable names here, the likes of Skyfield, Waikuku, and also Wellington. All three of them Group 1 winners in their own right. And the Hong Kong Gold Cup entries are out, headlined by Golden 60. Francis Loy, he's trainer, but some very nice horses taking him on, notably the likes of Russian Emperor and recent winner Zabrowski, who could certainly perhaps have something to say. Well, a number of the stars were out in action this week at the trials, and now we can take a look at a few galloping clues leading up to the next couple of Group 1s in Hong Kong.
Sparkling Dolphin in front, over Rattan Kingdom, Painter, Golden 60 on the far side, closing well. Naboo Baby, Eremo, and last of all, Six Best Friends inside the 200 metres. The Champ's dash to the lead, Golden 60, and he's leading the way here a length and a half, and he's extended nicely. Golden 60 is going to win it, and win it well. Second, Naboo Baby, Rattan Kingdom third. Down inside the 400 metres they come. Circuit 7, travelling well here for Poon, shows out by a length and a half, if not two. On the Coney County's been stoked up by Moreira against the grandstand rail. Astro King sight success under a good enough hold. Skyfield, and then came Fiery Flying, and Get the Monies as last of all. But down they come. Coney County has found the front here, and Coney County is just going to hold on, I feel, from Skyfield, who flew home late. He really produced a strong, powerful turn of foot. 450 left to go. Beauty Champ leads the way a length and a half. Light of Wanchi second. Then came Fantastic Way, followed by Our Lucky Glory. Gallant Crown is over on the inside. Wellington deeper and above last. Still Beauty Champ travels well. Coming towards the 200 metres. Leads here a length and a half. On the Light of Wanchi. Wellington closing off very well down the crown of the track. And then came Fantastic Way. It's Wellington who's moved up, taken the lead, and goes on to win very nicely. Wellington, Beauty Champ, Light of Wanchi, and Fantastic Way. That was close the top 4.
Well, how about that for a little teaser leading on to the next couple of Group 1s. Some excellent trials there from those runners. Looking forward to that. But here's what's coming up in the more immediate future. We're at Sha Tin this Saturday for a 10-race fixture. Back to Happy Valley on Wednesday, and then the 20th of February, the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup and the Hong Kong Gold Cup will take centre stage at Sha Tin. Certainly looking forward to that. Well, that just about brings this week's show to a close. I do hope you've enjoyed the programme. And as we leave you on this week's edition, we're going to look back at the recently retired Fiore winning his derby a couple of years ago for Frankie Law and Hugh Bowman, who was in the saddle. Many thanks for watching Hong Kong Direct, and we hope to have your company next week here on the show.
Furore into a 3-wide move and starts to accelerate. Tianchi Monster, Sunny Speed. White Cuckoo's to the outside, but he's got plenty of ground to make up within Richmond. As Dark Dream raced up to Mission Tycoon, they got to Car Ying Star. Now Furore. Bowman's turned the jets on. Furore sped to the lead from Dark Dream. Sunny Speed charging through, then White Cuckoo. Furore broke clear from Dark Dream. Sunny Speed and White Cuckoo. Furore's got the derby parcelled up. Frankie Law, what a moment. And Furore beats White Cuckoo, Sunny Speed and Dark Dream.